In Chapter 1 of Cirque du Freak, Darren and Sam and his friends, one of which is Steve Leonard, are debating on who will go to the Cirque du Freak or the Circus of Freaks show. In the end, Darren and Steve go to the Cirque. They see many strange people there, and their favorite is Mr. Crepsley, who has a performing spider. Steve thinks he's a vampire and asks him to blood him so he can be one too, but Mr. Crepsley says he has a bad, evil blood. Darren, of course, can't resist spiders, so of course he steals Mr. Crepsley's unique spider, thinking he can control it like Mr. Crepsley does. And he can, but then Steve comes into the equation. Just as Darren and Steve are playing with the spider, Annie, Darren's sister, walks in, and the spider bites Steve. Steve is poisoned and is brought to a hospital, and later that night, Mr. Crepsley goes to Darren's room and says that the only way he will get the vial of antidote for Steve is to become his vampire assistant. In the end, Darren accepts to become a vampire and has to fake his death and become one. Once he does this, Steve gets the antidote and is saved, but all of his family misses him, and he misses all his friends. Steve suspects that Darren is a vampire and tries to kill him with a stake and swears upon his blood to kill him and creepy Crepsley. In the beginning of Chapter 2, Darren is refusing to drink blood. This is making him very weak. He and Mr. Crepsley go to the Cirque du Freak, where Darren works for Mr. Tall as cleanup with his new friend, Ever Vaughn, the snake boy that he saw in the circus the first time that night. Darren spends a lot of time with Evra. They become best friends. They even find a human boy interested in the Cirque. His name is Sam Crest. He is about 11 and he likes pickled onions. Darren and Evra give their new friend a ticket to the circus. Sam has a friend, RV, which stands for Reggie Veggie. He is an animal and wildlife lover. He gets a ticket to the circus too, but he doesn't like the circus performances and how they lock up Wolfman. So of course, he sets Wolfman free. Bad idea. As soon as Wolfman gets out, he bites off RV's arms and eats them. Wolfman runs off and Darren sees RV. Everyone is in their tents and is safe, except Sam. Wolfman mauls Sam to death just before Darren can lock off Wolfman. With Sam suspects, Darren tells the truth he's a vampire and drinks Sam's blood to save his soul inside of Darren forever. In Volume 3 of Cirque du Freak, Darren and Mr. Crepsley go back to Mr. Crepsley's hometown, the place where he was last human. But it was about Christmas time and Evra hates Christmas. Darren is thinking about a present to buy Evra when he runs into this girl, Debbie. Darren and Debbie quickly become in love, and Darren even gets to go over to their house. But just around that time, there are many killings where the victims were drained of blood. Darren and Evra suspect Mr. Crepsley. Darren and Evra are watching Mr. Crepsley, and he is following a man, but what they think is wrong. They don't notice the mark of a Vampinese victim on his neck. Darren stabs Mr. Crepsley, but then a crazed Vampinese, Merlau, shows up, but his dinner is spoiled by the vampires. Merlau leaves and Darren gets a stern talking to and an explanation, but then they realize that Merlau took Evra with him. When they find out, Darren freaks out and becomes a little depressed, but then Debbie makes him feel better. But they have to leave and first get a plan to get Evra back. Their plan works and Evra is soon back, but it involved Darren promising Merlau that he could eat Darren's tasty girlfriend. So they set a trap and Mr. Crepsley kills Merlau, and they have to leave before the Vampinese come after them. In Volume 4, Darren has to leave with Mr. Crepsley, but Desmond Tiny shows up and says that they have to take a lefty, one of his little people. The place they are going is called Vampire Mountain, and it is basically an awesome hideout for vampires. On the way to the forest, Darren and Mr. Crepsley meet Governor Pearl, an old friend of Mr. Crepsley's, who says he will join them along the way.
Created using Powtoon.